When this watch was released, it completely shook the market. What I want to know now is the Tissot PRX overhyped, or is it still worth your money? Let's have a look. The impact this watch had on the market cannot be understated. The design of this watch really is making several big statements. I think the most obvious is the integrated steel bracelet, which we know is extremely popular in today's watches. However, the Tissot PRX does stem back from the 1970s, with the release of its C-Star model in 1978. That's kind of where it all started for this watch. So it's nice to see Tissot bringing this design back, and back with a bang. The case measures at 40mm with a lug-to-lug width of 44.5mm and a thickness of 11mm. The watch comes with a rather respectable 100 meters of water resistance, and the glass is a sapphire crystal. Looking at the dial, there's a very satisfying waffle-style texture. Now, if you know watches, you'll find this dial familiar, and that's because it's very similar to that, say, of the Royal Oak. This is essentially Tissot's way of saying, here's our take of the Royal Oak that doesn't cost $30,000. This bracelet feels very solid and wraps around the wrist nicely. The finishing is done to a high standard, and the inside of the links are also nicely polished, which makes the watch pop from a distance when any movement is involved. The bracelet has a butterfly release system which operates by a 2-push button on the side, and then the bracelet tapers up towards the case. The bracelet also has a handy quick release function on each side for easy adjustment. Now, this movement beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It's an automatic Swiss ETA movement based on the 2824. It's a reliable movement that we find in many watch variants today. It's a practical workhorse in essence, one that won't need servicing as often as you'd think. And the 80 hours of power reserve is just the icing on the cake. The second big statement from Tissot is the finishing of this watch. When you hold this watch in your hand, the first thing you notice is the amount of effort that has gone into making this watch look and feel extremely premium. The brushed surfaces of the case and bracelet, along with the polished edges to said surfaces, just work so well together. It's a sports watch that feels blingier than it is, but I find myself being able to wear this in all different sorts of situations. I even accidentally wore this to the gym and didn't bother taking it off, as it's a daily watch that I just don't have to worry about being the price that it is. The third big statement from Tissot is actually the price of this watch. Now, we watch folk know that usually you'd have to spend at least $1,000, sometimes even close to $2,000 to achieve this level of finishing. Here though, Tissot are selling this watch for a measly $650. And I say measly, it's still a lot of money, but what you're really getting here for that is quite impressive. The CEO himself, Sylvain Dollar, said, "We completely screwed up with the forecast. We had to multiply our initial production by 20. For months it was a nightmare. Every market was asking for more. We knew it was going to do well, we had confidence in it. We just didn't realise exactly how well it would go." Now, believe it or not, this watch has been getting a little bit of hate in the community. As of today's date, it won't take you too long to find reviews or comments online that suggest that this watch isn't all it's hyped up to be. And some are even calling this watch overrated or overhyped. I think one of the big questions is, why is this watch, as popular as it is and as high quality as it is, why is this watch getting a little bit of hate in the community at the moment? Does this watch deserve those comments? Why are some people calling this watch out as a boring or easy choice? Can we hold Tissot to blame for chasing the desires of the modern watch owner? In my personal opinion, the Tissot PRX is slightly overrated, and that's coming from someone who owns one, but that's not a bad thing in my eyes. This watch delivers on every level it needs to, and for a remarkable price point. It just so happens then that this watch has maybe suffered its own success a bit too well. The beauty of the watch community is that we are all entitled to love whatever watch we want, regardless of price and popularity. But let me know in the comments, guys. I'd love to know what you think about this watch. Is it overrated? Is it overhyped? Does it deserve any hate that it's been getting? Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.